Hey y'all, hey, how is everybody doing? This is the Sis Stop Sulkin podcast, and I'm your host, Miss Tasha Talks Life. What's going on? I am super excited to talk about today's topic. I'm super excited for what is in the works. I mean, thank God for pivots. Thank God for obedience. Thank God for flexibility. Thank God for clarity and not feeling like it's got to be one way, not feeling like a failure because things are changing and there's new doors is opening. And okay, so before I get into a little recap of my week, I'm really proud of Sis Stop Sulking, the brand. I am really proud of the podcast. I'm really proud of the book. If you have not received your book, Sis Stop Sulking, God's Plan is Greater, you are completely missing out. But I'm just so grateful for God's divine alignment and his interference, his divine interference, 2 prayers that I pray that I've been praying for a year, and things have been happening, good and bad, and it's just mind blowing. So I am here for the journey, and I just wanted to just say that, like, so my pivot is the podcast, diving into that a little more deeper, being a lot more intentional about, having guests on, being more intentional about transition into YouTube. I've mentioned it before, but it's kind of hard when you're a one-man show. But I'm grateful that I'm in a position now where I can hire some help. If you have any experience with video editing, if you have any experience with anything along the lines of recording or graphics or anything like that, please DM me, because I am definitely, or copy, if you are a copywriter or you know someone that is, please, I am in a position now, which by the grace of God, and I'm so grateful that I can start to expand and begin to seek the help that I need to grow forward. So the podcast is about to take off. If you have a product or a service and you would like me to, if you would like an ad space on the podcast, that means that I will market, I will speak about your product or service on my platform, which will drive more sales to you. And if you are looking to do that, hit me up. We can talk about that. So the podcast, I am gearing more towards the realm of speaking. It's been when I first started, that's what was on my heart, is being speaking to the youth, speaking to young women, sharing my journey, sharing my story, allowing them to realize that your current or past situation, circumstance, problem does not stop you from your better future, does not stop you from growing forward. So I got a little bit away from that when sometimes people can influence. So they'll give you their idea and they'll say, maybe you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And then you're like, maybe I should. And so you get away from what is really your purpose. You get away from what God truly has for you. And until you align with your purpose, there's no growth. Until you align with your purpose, you feel incomplete. So I said, you know what? How'd I come right back full circle to where I started? And I'm just grateful for the journey, because I've learned so much. And I know that with this path, it's going to open up the doors to do the other things, the curriculum writing, the courses, and things like that. So I'm just grateful for it. But anyway, so I just wanted to, that wasn't part of the plan, but it just was on my heart to just give thanks in the moment, to be grateful for all that is and all that is to come. So I went to Coney Island. Now, Coney Island's in Brooklyn. For those that don't know, it's an amusement park. It's like 4 or 5 amusement parks on the beach, on a boardwalk with food, beverages, all the things. It's really, really, really nice. Like I haven't been out there, guys, since high school. Since high school. My high school sweetheart was from Brooklyn. So he took me to Coney Island, and it is not what I remember. Only thing that really stands out back then was the cyclone. The cyclone. And what's so cool about the cyclone back then is that it was a wooden roller coaster. It was very dangerous from what from what we know now. But you'd be on the roller coaster's over, and instead of getting off, you can pay an extra fee right there, cash, to stay on the ride. No matter how long the line was, I think they only allowed you to do it once or twice, but you would be on the roller coaster, you give like your little $2, $4 or whatever, and stay on the ride. I thought that was so cool. But yeah, so I went to Coney Island for a birthday party. It was really good. My kids had an amazing time. And I was just like, wow, it was so developed. It was just so beautiful. The beach was right there. With so many people out there. It was a beautiful day. And yes, I got to go back. I'm going to take the bigger kids back. But today I want to talk about just mental health awareness. In the past couple of days, social media, the things that have come across my timeline, like this one man, I guess his girlfriend cheated on him or something, and he ended up killing himself and his 3 babies. I think they were 3 under 5 years old. And it broke my heart because he went live on social media and he was very upset, but he didn't seem, like himself. Like he said something to his baby, one of his babies, and he turned the camera and he says, "Oh, here's my son. I just told him I'm going to kill him." And it was like crazy. It's like, I feel like social media, they take off the things that they want to take off, the things that don't align with their agenda. But stuff like that should be, because it was just very heartbreaking. My heart goes out to the family of those children, the family of this man, and the mom, especially the mother. But then I seen a celebrity talking about mental health and how, sometimes you have suicidal thoughts and things like that. And it was just a lot of it coming at me at one time. And I'm like, you know what? This is something that I want to raise awareness to. This is something, and yeah, we all know about it, but it's also very big for us to be mindful and aware when it comes to our partners, when it comes to our children. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the quote. Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. And I love that. And the main part that I like about that is it's about how you drive. Mental health, your mind, it's about what you're feeding it, what you're thinking about, what you're not thinking about, how you exercise your mind. And I'm not talking about diagnosed schizophrenia. I'm not talking about bipolar. I'm not talking about diagnosis where you have to be medicated or things like that. I'm just talking about mental warfare. I'm talking about the enemy coming in to steal your mind and distract you from your purpose. I'm talking about your mind being deterred from what is for you, what you should be doing, and those things. So it's about how you drive, not where you're going. That for me was like, whoa, because it's not a destination. It's a continual battle. It's a continual journey. I went back to a couple of my previous podcast episodes, and yeah, like 1 through maybe 20 is not so pretty. I was literally recording from my phone. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have a Mac. I was literally recording from my phone. So it's not all pretty, but the content and the value is there. So in episode 14, I talked about a chapter in my book, She Decided to Live, which if you purchase one of the first copies, that chapter was missing. My editor dropped the ball somewhere in there, but I wanted to bring awareness to it because it was a really pivotal moment for me in my with my mental health and the first time I really experienced it. And so in episode 14, I talk about how, you know, I was approached with a voice that was telling me to end my life. And that was the first time that I experienced it, but it most certainly was not the last. And so if I didn't have the control of my mind, if I didn't have the relationship with God, if I didn't know where my help comes from, I can see on multiple occasions where I would have lost my mind. And so it's very important for us to have these strategies and these resources and these ways that we can combat mental warfare. So, yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about some of the things or some of the ways that we can begin to, and we can share this with some people that we see that may be struggling with it also. But one way that I continue, well, the first and foremost thing is praying to God. I remember really quickly, because I already talked about it in episode 14, but I remember the first time I heard the enemy telling me to kill myself. I was driving down it was a 2-lane traffic, one going one way, the other going the other way. And it was just a soft subtle, and it was like, just veer into traffic. And I'm like, why would I do that? Like, what? Do it. And it was like really pushing me. And I immediately clammed up and just said, the devil is a liar. Like, there's no way. And I had my baby in the car with me. This was years ago. He's 20 now. So this was probably, he might have been like 3 or 4 or whatever. But that was the first time, but it wasn't the last. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm very in tune with things. And I think I have a special gift with certain things like intuition and I tease and tell my friends that I'm a prophet, I'm a prophet. Like I see things, but things do come to me in my dreams. I get glimpses of things and the things come true. But I always know that he's really hard on me. The mental warfare is so deep when things are about to happen for me, when good things are about to come. So ways that I practice strengthening my mental health and staying and keeping my mind is being present. I practice being present. That also helps with anxiety and depression, being present in the moment. If I'm doing this, this is all that I'm doing. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about the problem that I need to solve right now, right? So being present. Another thing is focusing on the things you can control. A lot of times mental warfare happens because we're trying to be everything to everybody, or we're trying to solve problems that's something that is not solvable, or we're trying to, predict the future, things like that. Be focused on the things you can control. Think positively. What are you grateful for right now in this moment? Expressing gratitude is a huge component to mental health. What are you grateful for right now? Yeah, that happened. Yeah, your car just clunked out on you. Yeah, you just lost your job. Yeah, you may have some debt that doesn't seem to be diminishing. But what are you grateful for? You're grateful that you can get a new car. You're grateful that you have the qualifications to find another job and that you can get a little unemployment until you do. You're grateful that you have a job to pay your bills consistently, although you're not able to get the debt out the way, but you still have money. You're still able to feed your family. You're still able to provide for your kids, right? So think about positively. What are you grateful for right now? Praying, again, I said, pray for clarity, pray for comfort in the moment, in the season. Seek professional support. I don't know, but because, I had a therapist. She was cool. I might have to call her back though, but she talked a little more than I did, but she was cool. I might have to call her back because I've called 2 other therapists in this short amount of time, and one hasn't returned back my calls. The other one doesn't work there anymore. So I was like, well, what is going on? Am I in the wrong profession over here? But no, but getting professional support. I have a friend. I need a therapist. I need a therapist. I need a therapist. Every time it's been 6 months. Every time I talk to you, somebody, you need a therapist. Well, what the heck are you doing to go get one? But see, that goes back to the conditioning of the mind and the family back, years ago. Therapy was not a thing. If you had a therapist, a counselor, something was wrong with you, something was wrong with your marriage, something was wrong with your kids. But it's such important. And if you don't have a therapist, get a coach, a life coach, a business coach, a mindset coach, a financial coach. There's so many, a health coach. There's so many ways that you can get the support that you need, the professional support. Seeking peace and joy. That's being intentional about your peace. That means having clear boundaries. That means being disciplined. That means, increasing your self-care, happiness, joy. All of that starts with you. You cannot expect someone else to give you happiness. You cannot expect someone else to bring you joy. That all starts with you. What they bring is added, is additional, little sprinkles on the Sunday. So mental health is a process, not a destination. And it's very important that we continue to drive safely, not recklessly. And I'm pleased and grateful to say I haven't had a panic attack in months because of these strategies, because I am intentional about being present. My peace is my priority. If it is not serving me, it is a no, complete sentence, unapologetically. And that is so empowering in itself. Like, I have been practicing my no for a little bit now, but I remember a time when I would be like, no, sorry, I don't, no, sorry, I can't, no, I apologize. It's no, I don't even, and I'm very intentional. If I start to write, I'm sorry in a text, or if I begin to say it, I catch myself. And it's never no disrespect, and it's not even received that way. But for me, I feel like I have to apologize for saying no. I'm not sorry. But we get this one life to live, and sis, stop sulking. Bro, stop sulking. So I'm very passionate about mind. I'm very passionate about mindset. And because I believe if you can control your mind, you can change your life. If you can control your mind, you can change your life. And if you're a pessimist, or you are a fixed mindset, if you change your mind, you can change your life. So write that down. But yeah, I hope this episode helped you. I hope, that we continue to pay more attention to the things that aren't serving us. My hope is that we pay more attention to the people that we love, and helping them to get the support, or sharing some strategies that we know that we use. And, just being aware. It's not our responsibility, but it is, right? All right. So I'm going to end with the mindset declarations. Healing is possible for me. I am more than my trauma. I have many positive things in my life. Yes, those are really good ones. I am more than my trauma. I put that in there because I believe that a lot of mental health issues stems from some type of trauma. Now, I'm not no scientist, I'm not a doctor, anything like that. But when I think about my own life and my own journey, I'm claustrophobic because of a trauma. My panic attacks are because of lack of control, when I feel out of control of something. that is from trauma. So just knowing ways that you can fight that and ways that you can combat that is vital. It's important. So I just, I love you guys. I love, seeing you tune in, and I love the feedback. Keep it coming, because it helps me, it helps me to stay encouraged sometimes and to be motivated and inspired, because I have a lot going on as everyone else. And sometimes I just don't feel like it, but it's because of your feedback. It's because of your showing up for me that I show up for you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you have not already, please, please, please leave a 5-star review. Also, now we're on YouTube. Tasha Talks Life. I don't know. Right now it's Tasha Talks Life. I think I'm going to keep it like that. I don't know. Or do I want to, or maybe I don't know, guys. So stay tuned for that. But I want to thank you for tuning in. Share this episode with a friend. Share the podcast with a friend. That's how you can support me. If you know someone that is that has a product or service and wants to reach more people, let me know, DM me, and we can run some ads through the podcast. And yeah, so I want you guys to be well, be blessed, and remember, your past does not dictate your future. Till next time.